We bring in our first guest for this afternoon, Congresswoman Jerby Luistro, ang chairperson po ng House Committee on Justice. Magandang gabi, Attorney, Congresswoman, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. Ay, gabi pala, hapon pala. Hindi kasi.
Magandang hapon.
Madilim kasi yung background ni Congresswoman.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and thank you for having me here.
Thank you po for joining us this afternoon. Ma'am, let me start off with this.
Good afternoon, Kong.
Good afternoon po.
Dismiss na po yung, decided na po na insufficient informant substance, yung dalawang impeachment complaints against the President. Just to be clear po, hindi na po ito kailangan idaan sa plenary, no? O kailangan po ito idaan sa plenary for a vote. Is it already dismissed? Are they already dismissed as they are at the committee level?
Dismiss in as far as the Justice Committee is concerned only. So this coming Monday po, we will be convening again in the Justice Committee to come up with our committee report. We will vote on our committee report and thereafter we will transmit it to the plenary for the approval of at least 1/3 of all the members of the House. No? Mm-hmm. If this will be disapproved by at least 1/3 of the members of the House, it will amount to reversal of the dismissal.
Okay.
In which case, babalik po siya ng Justice Committee and we will be constrained to prepare the necessary articles of impeachment.
1/3 because that's the requirement in the Constitution for endorsing an impeachment complaint by members of the House. So parang sila mismo nag-endorse ng impeachment complaint kung sakali mangyari 'yon.
That is correct. That is correct.
Pero kung wala mag-invoke, pwedeng hindi na pagbotohan sa plenary.
Necessarily po kailangan siya pagbotohan kasi kailangan natin ng plenary action to make it a valid action of the House of Representatives.
Pro forma siya, no? Pero normally, Congresswoman, kung ano yung rekomendasyon ng Justice Committee, yun naman din ang ipinapasa ng plenary, hindi ba? Yan yung nag-scrutinize ng kaso eh.
I do not want to preempt what will happen in the plenary once we transmit the committee report. Sabi ko nga, we still have today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Anything can still happen, So let's just wait and see kung anong mangyayari sa plenary once we take up the committee report of the Justice Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Sinasabi po yung bayan sabi ng bayan yung daw desisyon ng Justice Committee on this case makes impeachment an impossible dream. Maraming kumakanta niya impossible dream, ano po yung masasabi niyo doon sa comment na yon?
I don't think so. For practicing lawyers, this will not be something new, sapagkat sa lahat ng complaints, palaging requirement ang personal knowledge, palaging requirement ang authentic records. And for purposes of impeachment, there are recent jurisprudence na dapat may personal participation ang impeachable official. Another important thing to discuss is the need to establish the connection between the offense charge and the impeachable ground. Like, for example, to illustrate, merong allegations of kidnapping dito sa De Jesus complaint. That is the offense. And the ground, I think, is that they use is culpable violation of the Constitution, So the question is, does this allegation of kidnapping actually constitute a ground for impeachment? So yung sinasabi ni Congresswoman De Lima na nexus or connection between the offense and the impeachable ground, it has to be established,
On another note, itong second impeachment against the Vice President, anong nakikita niyong time frame diyan? Indicative estimates.
I cannot tell yet because the only information I have is 2 complaints were filed with the Office of the Secretary General, Parang wala pa po akong information kung na-transmit na ba siya kay Speaker.
Hindi pa raw
And
po.
we cannot-
As of today po, hindi pa raw.
Hindi pa?
Hindi pa raw po.
Okay.
Hmm.
Basta on the part po of the Justice Committee, we can take action only with respect to impeachment complaints which are referred already to us by the plenary. No? So as to when SecGen will transmit that to Speaker and Speaker to the plenary and plenary to the Justice Committee, I cannot tell. But I can assure the Filipino people, once dumating po yan sa Justice Committee, we will take the immediate action para po ma-address, mapag-usapan, at kagaya na nangyari sa impeachment ni Presidente, ay magkaroon din ng necessary deliberation initially to determine sufficiency in form and substance.
Forthwith.
Forthwith.
Ma'am,
We
if I...
will give spirit to the meaning of forthwith.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if I remember correctly, Tuesday yata final itong dalawang impeachment complaints against VP Sara by these two groups. Ano po understanding niyo dun sa Supreme Court decision as far as... Kasi I recall the Supreme Court decision says na dapat immediately iakyat sa Speaker's office para within 10 session days malagay sa order of business. Kailan po nagsisimula yung pagbibilang ng 10 session days? Kung Tuesday sila nag-file at wala pa sa Speaker's office, are we already on day 2 and 8 session days left for that deadline to be met, or meron bang leeway for the counting? What's your interpretation?
If you will be basing it on the recent resolution of the Supreme Court, it would appear that the counting of the 10 session day starts on the day of filing,
Okay.
which means on the day it was received by the Office of the Secretary General. Why am I saying this? Kasi dito sa recent resolution, kinonsider nilang deemed initiated yung first complaint, the one filed on December 2.
Yes, ma'am.
No? December 2 of 2024. And
Yes, ma'am.
counting from December 2, the 10th day is
The 14th.
January 14 of
Opo.
2025. That is why, by implication, January 15 of 2026, nag-lapse na ang one-year prohibition period, no? So, if we will follow that pronouncement of the Supreme Court, it appears that it should reckon from the date of filing or date of receipt by the Office of the Secretary General of the impeachment complaint, no? Kaya lang, eto na pag-usapan na rin natin, Ed, during my prior interview,
Yes,
no?
ma'am. Sa big story.
Merong confusion kasi dun sa original decision nila, they expressly pronounced that the one-year prohibition period
Yes, ma'am.
will lapse on February 5, so that February 6 allowed na ulit ang second impeachment complaint against the President. And that is why our question now, sabi ko nga, nasa crossroad na ulit tayo. Which direction are we going to take? Is it the express pronouncement na February 6 pa pwede, na nandoon sa original decision ng Supreme Court? Or is it the January 15, which was implied in the recent resolution of the Supreme Court?
Okay.
Congresswoman, di ba yung latest ang binding? Di ba yung latest?
Yun po kasing latest is only by way of implication. Hindi siya direct
And not
Pero
like July
yung doon sa
25.
original decision, direct statement talaga na February 6 pwede na. So doon naman sa recent resolution, you will only imply from the statement that was given by the Supreme Court. Sabi nila, natapos ng January 14. So without them saying, you will be implying na kung sinasabi nilang 14 natapos, then it follows that January 15 pwede na. Yung original decision was explicit.
Yeah.
Pero yung resolution, it is by way of implication only. Nonetheless, I recognize that there is a confusion lying in between.
So parang
February
si
6
Ed
na
Lingao,
bukas.
sinabi ni Ed Lingao, mahal kita, walang alinlangan. Parang ganon.
Sus,
Saan
February
nanggaling
6 na
yun?
bukas Congresswoman
Kaya nga
February 6
po.
na bukas.
Kaya nga po, siguro if I were the complainant, I will be choosing the safe
Sigurado na lang.
The safe,
bukas na.
yes, the safe,
Bukas na.
The safe time frame will be from February 6
down.
until the 10th day counted from January 15.
Kaya nga. Bukas na lang. Pero linawin ko lang, Congresswoman pag-akyat sa plenary at ibinalik sa inyo, no choice na kayo. Yung committee has to prepare na the articles of impeachment. Hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin, hindi pwede yan. You have to prepare the articles of impeachment for transmittal na to the Senate.
You are correct. You are correct.
Oo.
At pag ibinalik po yun sa amin, ibig sabihin, dinis-approve ang aming committee report by way of
Yes.
at least 1/3 votes of all the members of the House.
Wala na
The
kayong
dismissal,
investigasyon.
wala na po. The dismissal
Wala
is
na.
considered reversed.
Pero ma'am, how will you draw up the articles of impeachment kung votation lang ginawa sa plenary? I mean, how will you decide
Oo
what
nga eh.
articles to put in and what the basis would be
Yan
kung
na nga.
botohan lang ginawa sa plenary?
Nireject
don't-
ninyo, paano yan?
I don't know really if this happened na in the past, no? Sabi ko nga,
No.
this is just my second term. Hindi ko alam
Normally,
kung...
pro forma yan
Alright, but I am inclined to believe that by reversal, they are saying that there is sufficiency in substance in the two complaints. So, ibig sabihin, babalik kami dun sa dalawang complaint. We will consider the offenses and the grounds to be able to come up with the articles of impeachment. That is my interpretation about that.
So the committee could consolidate
Yes.
and put together
Yes.
what it feels to be and then submit it again for consideration by the plenary.
That's correct.
Pabalik
Ed.
pa ba yun sa plenary?
Definitely. Kailangan po ng approval ng at least 1/3 ulit to warrant the transmittal to the Senate.
Haba,
Oh, haba pala. Pakabutin tayong 2028 yan.
Hindi tayo aabutin ng
60 days, yeah.
2028
60
kasi
days.
may mga reglementary period na that we really need to observe. And they change also the definition of session day. That is why we really need to be very cautious about the number of days that we're spending on every stage of the process.
Pero ma'am, the particulars, kasi I think you're still working with the 19th Congress's rules on impeachment passed by the 19th Congress, of course. Are you going to draw up a new set of rules? Of course, with the keeping in mind yung decision ng Supreme Court last week.
The 19th Congress, the one we're using right now, is similar to the 19th Congress rules on impeachment. We adapted it for the purpose of the 20th Congress. No? As to your question, if we're going to write a new one, if we will follow the decision of the Supreme Court and update our rules or change our rules, that's actually a question that rests upon exclusively to the Committee on Rules.
Rules Committee
no?
nga pala.
Yes, Committee on Rules. And whatever is the position of the Committee on Rules, that will always be subject to the approval of the plenary. Okay? Nonetheless, no, for purposes of impeachment, no, dahil sabi immediately executory, final, no MR, no appeal, no petition, di ba? Yan ang sabi sa resolution. And in my capacity as the Justice Chair, I am inclined to follow at least even prior to the position of the Committee on Rules, I am inclined to follow already the new definition of session days, because I need to be very careful in order not to go beyond the allowable period.
Baka doon pa sumabit. Baka doon sumabit ulit.
That's correct, Ed. And of course, I am accountable as the chair of Justice Committee. And I think there's nothing to lose if I will really observe the new definition of the session days.
Pero ma'am, there's been no discussion among the House leadership on when or whether the Rules Committee is going to draft another set of rules. Wala ka naririnig?
Hindi kasi ako member ng Committee on Rule. Pero I had preliminary discussion with STML Lawrence Defensor. Somehow, we have an understanding that that definition of session day should be adopted na for purposes of impeachment. Although the prior definition or practice of the House with respect to session day, I think we have to keep that one because it has been a long-standing practice of the House of Representatives even prior to my time. Pag sinabing session day, it does not necessarily mean calendar day. It can be 3, it can be 4. So long as the proceedings are just continuous because merely suspension ang nangyayari in the prior day, no? That is for legislative purposes. Initially, yun yung aming pinag-uusapan. But nothing is official. It has to come from the decision of the Committee on Rules.
Okay. Ma'am, ako, one more question for me. Kasi kahapon, malaking debate o diskusyon, yung particularly yung complaint ng Makabayan Block dun sa BBM parametric formula. And sabi nga ni Vice Chairman Garbin, it was more a policy critique than it was a violation of the Constitution. I get what he's trying to say there na, whether it was good policy or not. Parang dun bumabagsak ang usapin. Pero at the same time kasi, there were also other statements like, for example, made, but I don't know if that's part of the evidence eh. For example, in several interviews, and I don't know if this also came up in some of the hearings, si Congressman Toby Chanco was relating a meeting he had with the President and with Speaker Martin Romualdez, among other people, where the President was so frustrated with the budget of 2025 that he said na parang ilang luxury cars at ilang mansion ba ang kailangan ninyo? May ganun silang usap. Tanda mo yun, Ami? May ganun silang usapan which would imply...
Siligawan daw si Speaker.
Oo, siligawan si Speaker. Which would imply that the President was aware that there was something going on, but he was... I don't know how you describe it eh. Pero parang hindi niya narendahan ng maigi.
All right. So to answer your question, Ed, I wish to remind you of our rules on impeachment na dapat ang allegation of facts is based on personal knowledge and or authentic records. As to that statement of Congressman Toby Tiangco, I don't recall na mayroon siyang affidavit na ina-attach yung mga complainant in any of these two impeachment complaints, no? So if there is no affidavit supporting those story or narration of facts of Congressman Toby Tiangco, then it will not satisfy the requirement of verification. Ang sabi sa rules on verification, ang allegation of facts contained in the impeachment complaint must be based either on personal knowledge and or authentic records.
So it should have been notarized. In other words, it should have been made in legal form.
That's correct. And wala nga akong naaalala, Ed, na merong naka-attach na statement ba si Congressman Toby Tiangco in any of the De Jesus complaint, in either of De Jesus or Masa et al. Complaint.
So kung in the same breath, hindi pa pwede yung testimony ni Saldico.
That's correct. Because that video needs to be authenticated, no? And for that to be authenticated, he has to come and appear before the Justice Committee. Ako ito. At lahat ng sinabi ko dyan, ako talaga ang nagsabi niyan. That's how you authenticate.
So kung sakasakali yung video ni Vice President Sara Duterte na nagwa-warning about the assassination, she also has to authenticate it?
By authentication naman of this one, yung video ni Vice President, no, I recall that during that time, nakita ko sa news, authenticated na siya ng NBI. The purpose of that authentication is to determine kung genuine yung video, if that was really the Vice President, no? So, that is in as far as proving the authentication is concerned, no? But as to the way the whole world was able to witness that video, it can be considered for the purpose of proving, yes, napanood ko. Si
Yes.
Vice President ang nagsasalita sa video. And then here comes the authentication of the NBI. Totoo ang video. No? Sometimes kasi, it depends on the purpose by which an evidence is being offered. No? So sa atin na nakapanood, the least we can say, napanood ko yung video. Ito ang mga sinabi niya sa video. And then, there should be an independent evidence which will say, totoo yung video.
Ma'am,
So
we're
kung
not lawyers.
ititrete ko si Ed Lingo ng assassination, kailangan ipanotarize ko yung threat ko. Joke lang.
Ronald tayo. Si Ronald talaga, oh. Ikaw talaga, international man of mystery. Ma'am, pero kasi we're not lawyers eh. My simple question from my end. When we say authentication, that can only be done by the person who is the source of the material, or in this particular case nga, you're saying the NBI authenticated the Sara Duterte video, but how were they able to authenticate it? Did they get Sara Duterte, for example, to affirm that it was her on camera? I mean, how does that work? How does authentication work, in other words?
I am really not aware how the NBI authenticate. Basta what I know is by authentication, they try to determine whether the video is genuine. Kung totoo ba yung video na yun. That's all I
Hindi siya
know
AI.
about the NBI authenticating a video, no?
Oo. Hindi siya artificial intelligence.
Oh, lalo nga yun kasi
Possibly,
AI,
possibly that's one of the consideration. Di ba merong isang division talaga ang NBI
cybercrime.
Yeah,
na para
cybercrime.
dito sa mga cybercrime? I think that is the office which did the authentication of the video of Vice President Sara, no? Kasi bagaman napanood ng buong mundo yon, ang kaya lang nating sabihin, napanood natin, ito yung sinabi niya. But as to whether the video is genuine or not, only the proper offices can say that.
On the other hand, she
Hindi
never
naman
denied
denied.
it.
Yeah, she never denied it.
Well,
Hindi
that's
lang daw siya
correct.
nag-threat.
That's correct. That's
Conditional
correct.
lang daw
Because
yung conditional.
in her succeeding interviews, she was like confirming that she did that video.
Oo.
She just
Ma'am,
said nga
pahabol
it's a
ko lang
conditional.
ibang medyo related lang naman. There's a proposal from Shell Jokno na mag-set up daw ng Congressional Commission on judicial reforms. You think that's viable at this point? Although, siyempre, kailangan yun, sa nakikita natin.
Ang lawak, ma'am, ng judicial reform. So, of course, we welcome that because ang dami naman talaga ng kailangan nating i-address about the judicial system.
Judiciary.
Pero kailangan natin ding pag-aralang mabuti how we go about it, no? It's not enough that we are able to set up that program. We should know also how to implement and execute the same.
Kailangan i-limit yung parameters, you're saying.
Yeah, napakalawak. Kailangan pag-aralan kung paano siya i-implement, and there has to be, Congressman Jokno is requesting for a meeting with me with regards
Yes.
to that judicial reform, no? But at the back of my mind, I know already that is very comprehensive. So I really intend to ask him, what particular area of the judicial system would you like to focus, no? And then after he identifies, I would probably be asking, what are the plan of actions, action plan mo para ma-address natin yung gusto mong i-address about the judicial system. Mahirap kasi to come up with a policy or a bill na wala kang parameters of what you really want to do. We will be discussing that along with Congressman Chel Jokno. I respect that man so much.
Okay.
Okay. Ronald, meron pa? Ami?
Okay na ako.
Okay. Ma'am, maraming
Okay,
salamat for joining us this afternoon. Congresswoman Jerby Luistro, chairperson po ng House Committee on Justice. Always a pleasure to have you on board po.
Maraming salamat
Thank you.
po. And I just want you to know I am your follower. I'm always watching you.
Salamat.
Si Ronald yun.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Congresswoman.
Thank you.
Thank you po. Ingat po.